name is Holly from My Daily HAEDs here on YouTube and Instagram. Today is May 27th, 2024 on a Thursday. Thank you for joining me today. It's going to be a little bit of cross stitch, well, my usual cross stitch, which I haven't as much progress as I would hope. A few knitting finishes, a couple of knitting finishes, and FFO of Tranquil Tulip, which I don't have to show you, but what I'll do is pop in a picture of it. Yeah, I had to send it off for the young lady's birthday before I was able to make the video, so that is, and I've got some, my husband and I on Tuesday, on his day off, we went for a wander over to Coldstream and Kelso in Scotland, and so there'll be a little video at the end to show y'all. And also I've got some 4 different types of currency that I was going to show you. There's the British pound notes, and then you've got the Scottish pound notes. Even though Scotland is part of the UK, of Great Britain, they have the ability to print off their own money, so they print their money off, and it's used pretty much interchangeably where we are. But I know that down south, if my husband would ever, he was a cab driver before we moved up here, if he ever got money, Scottish money, sometimes the storekeepers down south wouldn't accept it, even though it was legal currency in this country. But anyway, I'll talk to you about it later. And I've got euros and I've got Swiss francs, so I thought I enjoy the difference between money and the different currencies, so I thought I'd show y'all. You can just skip over it if you don't like it. Anyway, the first thing I want to show you is put it there. It's Santa and Animals, Christmas Scene Santa and Animals by Charting Creations. It's artwork by Dakota Detweiler. It is being stitched on 25 count Hardanger. It's currently at 8.91%, and it's not much change from the last time. I haven't moved it yet because I've only stitched on it a little bit, but I am hoping that things have settled down enough after we come back from Switzerland so that I can get on with it more. I really want to get this to at least 10%, and I was really enjoying it, even though the last time I stitched on it I was doing about 100 stitches, and out of those 100 stitches there was over 40 of them that were like, there was one little bit that that was lots of colors, so I was able to work on through it. Secondly, I'll be talking about Mini Serenity. It's the artwork, it's Mini Serenity done by Heaven and Earth Designs. Mini Serenity Lane, excuse me. Mini Serenity Lane, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Dona Gelsinger. This is being stitched on 28 count even weave. It's currently at 2.36%. So I am finally gone past where I had it stitched beforehand on, I think it was it 18 count? Anyway, I changed it because I wasn't happy, and I have moved it down so I can get to the bottom now. So since you're doing 28 count, it's not a very large piece, which is lovely. And thirdly, we'll talk about Storykeep Tiki Beach. It is Charted by HAED. It is Amy Stewart, and it's being stitched on, I told you last time I was stitching on 18 count. It's actually 20 count. Is it easy guide or whatever? I'm almost down to the bottom. I was measuring it the other day. It's nearly 17 inches long, so it is quite a long piece, but after this, I only have 13 more columns to go. I might be taking this with me to Switzerland to work on, although I don't anticipate getting much stitching time while we're there. It looks like we'll be doing lots of wandering in and out of Switzerland. Has easy access to Germany and Austria, France, Italy, and even the Netherlands or Holland. I always call it Holland, but I know that Netherlands is now what you call it. But anyway, it's it was however much exploring we get to do while we're there. Even if it's just, we'll be landing in France and Basel, and then leaving out of Geneva. So even just going from the airport to the Airbnb and then back from there, we'll get to see 2 different routes. So that will be pretty funky. Anyway, the FFO was QS Tranquil Tulip, and I'll put it there. I finished it a while back. It was on 28 count. It was the first 28 count one I'd ever done. It was done by Hannah Disney. It was charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It's not a very... I really struggled to get a picture of it without all the lights shining on it, and I didn't get a perfect picture. But we had a white mat. We bought a white mat and a black frame, and I framed it myself. My husband has been doing some, been busy with some outside work that he's been doing in the back garden. Well, they call it the back garden, but we Americans call it the backyard. Anyway, he's been doing some things outside on his days off, so he hasn't had the opportunity to do it, so I did it myself. Those socks I showed you last time, I put them in the dryer. I normally put my socks in the washer and dryer, and they're fine. But this particular time, they shrank. I don't know if it was the Selena, because they are supposed to be super washed, but putting them in the dryer made them shrink. But after being completely shocked, I just soaked him in some water with some hair conditioner for about 24 hours. He only said it's only required for like 3, but I did it for overnight, and stretched them out so I can get them on, but they're not as loose, so they won't be bed socks, because whenever I go to wear bed socks to bed, I have to kick them off after my feet get warm. So that's why. I was going to say I finished my first ever pair of cabled socks. Oops. This is a touch of Hocus Pocus, I think, but I don't know who did it, but it's a free pattern on Ravelry. And I was quite, there's mistakes. I'm not that bothered by it, but I'm very happy that I was, like I said to my husband, if somebody's going to be that bothered that they're going to go down to my feet and look at my cables and critique them, they can kiss my grits. He just laughed. And I finally finished that Musselburgh hat. So I had to add some, it ended up being 127.5 grams of yarn to do this. I originally thought I could get away with just get away with it's one of those ones it's double-ended, so you kind of tuck it inside of itself. I thought I could just do it with one skein of yarn, but obviously that didn't happen. But it's ever so comfy, it's super warm. I'm sure I will enjoy wearing it. Fortunately, the winter wasn't that bad last year. Far as I wasn't out in we didn't have a super cold. It was quite mild overall. So and then when it did get cold a few times, I wasn't out in it, so it wasn't that bad. Okay, now currencies. Oops. This is, where is it? This is British. This is UK. This is like a £5 note. It's got Winston Churchill on the back of it. £10 note, and is that Jane? Who is that? Jane Austen. So, and you've got that little funky window coming through there. But there's Jane Austen there, and this is the £20 note, and I have no idea who this person is. I can't read their handwriting, and I've never been bothered to find out. So now this is the Scottish money. This is Scottish pound. And they've got the clear little window. I guess they have to conform to the, but it's published by the Clydesdale Bank. And like I said, you can use these interchangeably between UK and England and Scotland, because we live on the border. So I'm coming to you from Northumberland, the UK, which is the very northeast of England, and the Scottish border is kind of higgledy-piggledy. So we literally live about 20 minutes, but we got the Scottish border pretty much on yes, we're here, and then you got the Scottish border coming down like that. So we got the Scottish border about 20 minutes or so, 20 or 30 minutes from us, from our direction. So it's quite fun. Yeah, I said we're going to Scotland, but it's literally just a 20-minute thing. So it's quite fun. And I don't remember if I showed you this one. This is the £20 Scottish note. And yet again, I have no idea. Oh, Kate Cranston, I think that's what it said. Now, euros, most of Europe, you can use euros. Some European countries who are in the European Union kept their currency. It's like when the UK was in the European Union, we kept I wasn't part of it when I did it, but they decided to keep their currency. But most countries use the euro. But this is a 20 euros. They don't really call it a note. They just call it 20 euros. This is a 10 euro. And that's a 5 euro. And I've never seen these before. These are Swiss francs, and I picked these up the other day, a few days ago. But this is a Swiss franc. And I just, for a person who grew up in America with just green notes and stuff, I think it's fascinating. It's almost like play money, isn't it? With all the different colors and stuff. So I just wanted to show you that. Nothing exciting. I wanted to say that, yes, I did say we went to explore into Coldstream and Kelso. When we went to Coldstream, I went for a walk along Nuns Walk and went down to Jacob's Well, which I thought it was a proper well. Apparently it's just an area, and there is a little stream, a little well possibly that comes out. And it was going along Nuns Walk. It's quite a narrow path. Well, narrow for me. I'm terrified of heights, by the way. I only did this for you. No, I would have done it regardless. But there's no guardrails there. So for a person who's terrified, and the drop is like 30, according to, I'll put a link in the bottom that shows the website of a few little details of Coldstream. But there's no guardrail or anything there, so I was creeping along beside the stone wall that I was walking along. Then I walked back and went over to the Jacob's Well, and it was a very steep path to get down, but you do eventually end up beside the River Tweed, and that's what the river is in all the photos. And then us coming back through the countryside, so you get to see some. Towards the end of our day, it started really clouded over, so you don't have very bright lighting, but I did my best on them. And also, even though I don't have any photos of it, I have had put some photos in it in the past, but I was driving past and I thought I would put a link to Holy Island, or Lindisfarne, which is a holy site near us. We've been there a couple of times. We've been to through the village. We've never been to the monastery, or whatever it is. Yeah, the abbey, or whatever you want to call it. But it's quite an interesting. It's got some really lovely photos, and you can see. But I'll leave that link there to the Lindisfarne. It was pretty amazing. I really enjoyed researching some of the history of things like that. I've shown you that. I've been on the little bit of time I've had recently. I've been busy because some of my husband's trousers were in desperate need of repair. So hand sewing some things, rips and tears and stuff. Those trousers will eventually be his fishing trousers now. They were his work trousers. And then I had to alter the trousers that came in for his new his new trousers we got him for his work. But I don't know why. I do know why. I've just been busy. We went out on Tuesday. We've been busy. We've been quite busy lately. Anyway, the only thing I've pretty much been watching, I haven't even been listening to. I've been very consistent with my listening to scripture. So, but every once in a while, lately I've been kind of wanting Christmas. So I've been looking up Christmas vlogs or Flossmas or whatever. But most of the Flossmasses I think I've already watched. But Lofty Loops is a yarn dyer, and I've been watching her Christmas vlogs. I'm almost to the end of her 2021 vlogs, and then I'll pop on to the next. That is it. I won't see you again until I'm back from Switzerland. I will take plenty of photos. I hope you enjoy the ones that I'll show you of. This area is just absolutely stunning. I've got some. I forgot my phone, so I had to use my husband's phone. So when we got back, and he had to take his phone to work on, the next day. So Tuesday night, I spent a load of time sorting things. Transferring them from his phone to my phone, and my phone to the computer, because I couldn't get it to transfer directly to the little laptop from his phone. So I'm not techie at all. But anyway, I had to I've got rid of some of the photos and edited and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just all the stuff takes time. But I wanted to share it with you. It's a beautiful part of the world, which is pretty cool. Anyway, I will let you go. It's going to be a long one by the time. I'll probably cut a few bits out, but just because I've waffled a bit and misspoke. But I will add the photos afterwards. I hope you enjoy them. I was going to try to do a voiceover to explain where we were and stuff, but to be honest, I don't know how to do it, and I don't have the bandwidth to do it today. I'm wishing you all a beautiful summer or winter, wherever you are. I hope that y'all are enjoying life, are getting lots of hugs, and see smiles wherever you go. Take care.